Okay, we're live.
We're live, are we?
We are live.
Yeah, and do you want to tell our audience what you said about filming at this time of day?
It's not working for me anymore.
Yeah, it took me about 0.2 seconds from seeing you on the camera to think, I've got a funny feeling we might be rebooking this appointment. But it's nice to see you. I'm making sure that I've got my Buccaneers Tom Brady jersey on today. All right. Now, for an avid Patriot fan for the last 25 years, that's tough. My daughter bought me this jersey, and I thought I'd start by letting everyone know those magic words, Leanne. I was right. Buccaneers won the Super Bowl on Sunday night, and Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, ex-Patriots, were absolutely brilliant. It wasn't the score I predicted. Anyone that stayed up and watched it, was a really good game. The guy is 43. The guy is just a freak. He's on the elimination diet, Leanne. Sorry that. Yeah. Anyway.
Won on the elimination diet the day they won.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's crack on with business. Yeah.
Yes.
So last week in the group, what we asked people to do was to make suggestions for charity events that we could run online. And we said that obviously 2020 was a write-off for us. You know, we'd actually started the Mayfield duathlon promotion, and that was supposed to run on 5th of April, and that obviously we missed everything. So although we can't do our full-scale events, we thought that this group can still set up an event, we can still raise some money, and we can still harness the power of contribution, which will help people feel a bit better. Okay, that was the outcome. We've had some great suggestions, and the first thing we want to do is just thank people for those ideas and for taking part in that exercise. Clearly, there are some great charities, and there are some things that are very personal to people. And me and you had a chat and say, look, the last thing we want to do is sort of, not do any of these things. So what we thought might be best is, in the short term, Leanne's going to post up a poll, okay, for the group to vote on what we do first. So for example, I can't remember the lady's name, but there was a really nice post about the MenCap. And then there was another one about, I think it was British Heart Foundation. So what Leanne will do is put up the charity and a brief, whether it be like therapy test or whatever for that event. And then in the group, you can vote for what we want to do first. Now, to add to that, what we decided to say is that we hope we're pretty close to getting back to some normality. And the other events that we have, so say we decide to go to the MenCap one or the road crawl, whatever it is, the ones that we don't, we thought it'd be great for people in this group, because a lot of you say you've never met each other, you train in different gyms, etc. Leanne and I thought it'd be great. Can we actually run these as real events? Even if it's just as simple as a midnight walk, even if it's as simple as their class club that we do in Newton Abbot, so that everyone in this group that's been communicating and sharing parts of their lives with each other actually gets to meet up in the real world. Maybe we do something in the summer and take them in the stream again and all that, and do a barbecue for them. So I think what we're saying, we are really grateful for your ideas, and we don't just want to do one. So we're going to do one maybe in the next 2 weeks, and then we'll do another one in 3 or 4 weeks. And hopefully by then we're live and we're doing it in the real world. So Leanne will post up a poll, and the group can make a call, and then we just get down to doing it. Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect sense. Yeah.
Do you need 2 coffees to wake you up this morning? Or?
I've got a tea. I'm okay.
Tea, all right, yeah. You're not quite as bouncy as you were at 4 o'clock last Wednesday, were you? When you had your Diet Pepsi and you was all giving it loads.
Because I'd woken.
I was trying to keep the eyes open. Yeah, I was trying to hide the fact that I was literally like on the way down by then. I'm like, oh God, I've been up since 4
You'd
o'clock.
been awake for 12 hours.
Yeah. And I've been on daddy daycare, and that was they're quite long days. Okay, so that's the exercise we want to complete this week. The second thing that Leanne and I talked about, we were going to go into the neuroassociative conditioning 6 questions for goal setting today, but we actually thought that there might be some benefit in asking the group to go back to basics. And what we mean by that is that science tells us most habits can be formed in 21 days. And it's now 21 days since we asked people to list goals and gratitude, to produce a productivity pyramid, and to state a morning routine. So what we want to do with everybody in the group this week, to make sure that we haven't had this bit of enthusiasm and momentum and then stop the habit or stop the behavior, we want you in the group to repost today's goals and gratitude list. So that thing you do where you say, right, these are the goals, the simple targets I've got for today. Like maybe I'm going to drink 6 liters of water like Tom Brady does with electrolytes in it, okay? Or maybe I'm going to walk the dog an extra mile or whatever it is. Or maybe I'm going to do 50 burpees as opposed to 40. 10 goals, 10 things you're grateful for. We want those posted. Review your productivity pyramid. So I want you to review it. It probably hasn't changed, but there is power in just restating those values across the bottom. I will outwork it all, family first, all of those things. There's values and redefining your roles in life, businessman, athlete, parent, all that stuff. And then there's some real value in just saying, well, these are the goals that I want to go after. So we want you to repost your productivity pyramid. I'm struggling to say that. And then we want a repost of your morning routine. And again, the idea of this is we want these habits to be ingrained and we want you to use them long term. The worst thing of all would be feeling in this crazy lockdown situation. You establish all these really good lifestyle habits that are making you feel great. The world goes back to normal and you just drop it all. Okay, so we hope these become ingrained. So that's this week's exercise. Choose what event we're doing and we want to see a repost of those new habits that you've got. Is that cool?
Yes, sounds good.
You still awake? Yeah, you still awake?
Just.
Am I having to carry you like I do on the podcast?
Oh yeah, right. I make that podcast.
You make that podcast. Yeah, you do with all your clever questions. You do. Is there anything else you wanted to add to this week?
Just keep posting. I'm loving seeing all the posts, seeing all the quotes, seeing everyone training in different ways because the gym's not open, seeing people connect that, like you say, train at different sites. I think it's really, really good, and I can't wait until there's a little bit of normality back and we can A, open the gym and see everyone, and B, do something massive, because I think the minute we're allowed to, we should all try and get together and do something huge.
Yeah, one of the plans we had last time was to have an NHS celebration party over in Newton Abbot, and the way that we were going to do that was just to sort of shift back some of the equipment, run it outside, get Tony to run a barbecue, and just invite anybody from the NHS and anyone that's been involved on the front line along, and just sort of have some sort of mini celebration. We've got so many members from all the hospitals, so I thought that would be the first thing that we do. Talk about gratitude, that we show our gratitude to them for sort of putting themselves on the front line and maybe going above and beyond. So that was the first idea we had, and I think the second thing that I think of the business we want to do is get right back to those charity events, get right back to it. I think what that will do is not only give people the opportunity to have that feeling of contribution, but it's another reason to get back in the gym. And I think that's what people need more than ever. Certainly all the communications I have with people, they're just desperate to get back in the gym, like you say, missing normality. So yeah, I can't wait. We chatted last week briefly about Q&A. And Leanne said to me, I don't know if people watch all our videos because we don't have to waffle on with some shit. And Leanne said that oh, sorry, yeah. I need to learn what side you are, don't I? Like that, do you know what I mean? So last week on the podcast, one of the things on the Zoom, one of the things that Leanne and I talked about was if there were any questions from anybody in the group with regards to any topic. So the background of Winners 2000, business questions. I do a lecture up at Cardiff Met called Winning in Business, real cheesy title. And I stand there and talk about business for 3 hours to these master's students. And I think they actually think I know what I'm talking about. So if anybody wants to talk about business, if anyone wants to talk about athletic performance, speed development, hypertrophy, strength gains, religion, faith, philosophy, all of these topics. And the reason that Leanne and I thought that might be of use is, again, it might give some sort of content for people to watch whilst they're perhaps working out, or perhaps whilst they're doing the cleaning, or maybe even like I've just had to do, Leanne, catch a mouse in my loft and release it into my greenhouse. So I've actually got mice in my loft. So I could have been listening to a really positive podcast. Do you know what I mean?
What are your boys doing? They what sort of guard dogs are they? They've let a mouse in.
Well, I think unless there's food involved, I don't think my dogs really are bothered anymore. And I caught this tiny, tiny little mouse, looked so sorry for itself, and I thought, oh my God, I feel bad. Obviously, I'm a humane. I want everyone to know I would never kill an animal. Like, what am I like with animals? So
Yeah, don't open that can of worms.
Well, it's not a can of worms. You know me, like animals are my thing, aren't they? Like the dog show and stuff. So, with this wonderful little humane trap where you put peanut butter in the end, and it crawls in. And
Might not trap that.
Yeah, you'll be in a bit big, a bit small for you. So then you catch the mouse, and the mouse is very happy and very safe. Don't even damage its tail. And then I just released it into my greenhouse. So I could have been listening to some positive content, from me and you. So if people have got any questions, anything they want to know, anything they want us to gas about, Leanne is also an expert. You wouldn't believe it because she's got her head in front of a banner today. Just want to lean to that's it. Leanne is an expert in sustainable changes to body composition and improvements through reduction in visceral body fat.
That is the scientific way of saying something.
Yeah, it is. You'd almost think you were talking to a geek, wouldn't you? It's very difficult for me to find geeks left. Dylan's a bit of a geek. Dodger's a bit of a geek. There's not many geeks that want to have geek chats anymore. Do you know what I mean? Ashwin's a good geek. Okay, so that was our other thing to ask for questions and answers. Just on the back of that as well, one of the things we haven't done in this group, because it's obviously people have very, very different religious beliefs, you need to be a little bit careful with that, is we haven't posted any Bible verses or affirmations. I know some people use those a lot, so I thought if people wanted to post their favorite Bible verse, like maybe Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper, not to harm. Things that might be, again, a little bit uplifting, because there might be people in the group who, have very strong, let's say Pam, who runs our business for us, or Rich Long, they have very strong beliefs, and that might be helpful for people. So I'm going to post a couple up. The armor of God. I can do all things that I've got on most of my hats, actually. So if we could pop those in. Anyway, what else you got to add then? You woken up yet?
No.
You look asleep today. It's funny that if we filmed this at like 7 o'clock tonight, you'd be buzzing, and I'd be like this, like head in my hands and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I would be, because I've got total body burn tonight at 6. We've got a Britney Spears playlist in honor of the pop queen.
Well, I made a new playlist for my. Maybe that's something we should do in the group. Ask them to make a playlist. I made a new playlist yesterday for my sprints, like sprints I do down the road here. It's got Take That.
Wow.
Bee Gees. It's got the Bee Gees. And then it's got all the classics. Def Leppard. It's got Spice Girls. I used to like Spice. She was my type.
Yeah, I'm sure she was.
What else we got in there? Then we've got all the real classics like Metallica, Alice Cooper, all the real classics.
Yeah, that's a bit hardcore for me. Britney and Beyonce all the way.
Yeah, Britney and Beyonce. I think I've got a little bit of Beyonce and Jay-Z on there somewhere. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. What else have you been up to anyway?
Just teaching my classes and doing stuff online. Oh, my 8-week challenges are now halfway through, and they're all looking amazing. So that's very exciting. They're doing really, really well.
We'll get a few more of those on the podcast. Obviously, when we're back live. I think the episode we did with your 3 ladies was amazing, wasn't it? And just seeing the changes that they've made. So yeah, that was amazing.
Cool.
Right. Well, thanks for carrying me today.
I'm going back to bed now.
I'm going to go and see if I can find another mouse in my loft.
See you later.
Right, you have a nice day. See you later.
Bye.